Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Capricorn May 2022 reading and forecast. Great to see you. Great to see you. Great to see the subscribers back again. Much love and affection to you always. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. And we'd be delighted to have you join us all here in what is apparently one of the best tarot clubs on the internet. Now, normally I'm wearing a suit or something, aren't I? Whereas today I'm not really, because I'm going out on a date after doing the readings. And it's because all I do is I spend my days and nights doing readings for people all over the world. Actually, I've done a lot of Capricorns from YouTube in the last month. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one clairvoyant reading with me, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Reach out by way of email to me, and you can see how easy it is for that to happen from wherever you may be in the world. Now, so anyway, all readings and no play makes Nigel a dull boy, and God forbid we can't allow that to happen, now can we? So we are now going to take some cards from a medieval deck with medieval artwork on it. Some of the artwork's quite graphic. People being put on stakes and what have you. Now, I'm not a great oracle card fan, as you probably worked out, those of you who have been with me for some time, but not that I've got anything against oracle cards. For me, they just seem like baby stuff. A lot of them are like babies, whereas, you know, if you like them, that's great, that's good. Each to their own. I just don't respond well to them. What I have got here, though, are a few cards which are in the nature of, they're not really oracle cards, but there's something that's sort of along that line, and they're produced with Aboriginal artwork, the Australian Aboriginal artwork, from a group of people, Aboriginals, in their tradition, who go back 40,000 years on the island continent of Australia. Yes, Australia is an island. It's a continent, but it's totally surrounded by water, the world's largest island. So what do we have here? There is Journey. Journey, well, we'll see what that has to, what that might mean for you in just a second now, shall we? Now let's see what there is here from these beautifully painted medieval images. And the first one is Three of Wands. Now, I'm going to use a lot of astrology, I think, in this. This is a deck that is the Queen of Coins. This is a deck that, to me, calls out for the use of astrology. There's the Three of Coins. Three of Wands, Three of Coins, Queen of Coins. There's a real pattern going on there, isn't there? Three is, of course, a tremendous number. Very much associated with growth, with expansion. Let's see what there is here. Four of Coins. So you've got the three. Now there's a diagonal: Queen, Three, and Four of Coins. So money, money, money. That's what I'm getting just to start with, but I'm not going to give it away. What's the final card? It's this one here, which is the Two of Wands. Well, you've got the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. This is an extremely interesting month for you. What an exciting time lies ahead for you. Come down now. Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good, close look at the images on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Let's have a look at this image card first, shall we? Journey, what have you got to say to me? What do you have to say to me, for my friend here? Well, a journey is not always travelling to different lands, but it can also be an inner journey. You have the opportunity to travel a different route, ending up somewhere different to where you expected to be. Journeys are always significant, as they provide you with experiences and understanding you did not have prior to starting. A journey will help you see things in a different light, from a different perspective. Now, whether you are about to embark upon a physical or an emotional journey, the outcome will be the same. You will not be the same person who starts the journey as the person that finishes. This is a time for enlightenment, a time when others have control of your learning. You will be completely absorbed in the experience and will not even know the changes that are taking place or the lessons you are learning till the journey is complete. There is no need to fear this journey, as it will have a wonderful outcome. Every experience in life is simply that, an experience that deepens your knowledge and brings you closer to your true self. This sacred knowledge and awareness is itself the essence of journey. Well, I think that's all I want to say about that. Where then shall we start here with our tarot? Let's start in this. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, lots of coin cards as I've just mentioned. Now let's have a look and see what this has to say. Oh, this is like a Romeo and Juliet scene in a way, isn't it? 2 young people strive to overcome the distance between them and to reunite. They are close to achieving their goal. Surely they believe in the success of their plan. However, anxiety lingers, I think, as what they desire is within reach, but not yet accomplished. Now, in general, I think this foretells of promising plans and ideas that have good chances of becoming a reality for you and bringing about well-deserved success for you. These ideas can be related to almost any new project, from the preparation of a business plan or cooking or fashion or makeup to the desire to buy an apartment or do well in examinations. But this is telling me that it is of great importance that far-reaching plans should not remain merely plans. Do not forget that the card here symbolizes the balance between actions and passivity. Action needs to be taken to make good ideas come into fruition. Now, the astrology here is Mars in its own sign of Aries. It's in the first decan of Aries, that 21st of March to the 30th of March. This is the Lord of Dominion. Mars in its own sign in Aries. Well, Mars is the planet of vitality, energy, and assertion. And Aries is about exploration, pioneering. And the 2 that's here, the 2 is about, well, I see it being about balance. And so here you might see the energy move in new directions, if you want. That's the Aries aspect in it, from a place of balance and harmony. And that's the numerology of the number 2, with the confidence and the aggression of Mars. Mars in Aries, well, a warlike energy, the dynamic pioneer, domination or mastering a situation. You may well find that you want to dominate another person or dominate a situation. In any event, I don't think you're going to be satisfied with your lot, and you'll be focusing your intent on making things happen. Now, the planet Mars, that's the bearer of dynamic, active powers. It's in its own sign in Aries, the pioneer who constantly seeks new ways and methods of advancement. And this drive forward finds new directions for you. You might find that you are becoming overcome by boldness, courage, fierceness, even a degree of shamelessness, I have to say. I think you'll be generous and proud, but there'll also be a certain amount of revenge and resolution with you. I think that this energy suggests that your will is beginning to rebel against its predisposed boundaries, come hell or high water. You'll be using your willpower to break through stagnant situations and remove long-standing blocks. This, though, as this card suggests, and as I mentioned, is a time to act, and act on instinct and what you believe to be right without overthinking the situation. Which tasks and situations are a challenge for you? In any event, Say this to yourself: I find the strength I now need in my center. Well, we may as well have a look at the Three of Wands while we're at it. These fire cards, great for you. Let's have a look. Hello, fire. Now, a young man here, it seems, is carefully examining his spear from which leaves seem to have sprouted. He has to make a decision and choose a suitable path for further advancement. Assessing his past experiences carefully, he is considering a plan of action. Now, this is Aries here again, this time with the Sun in Aries. Now, the Sun is also exalted in Aries, so this placement is very favorable for you. Aries enjoys a challenge, and Aries suns are always happiest when their lives are moving forward and active, which is what you will be. This is also talking about self-confidence for you when you're not making any compromises. I think there'll be ideas crystallizing. This is a confirmation that you're on the right path. It may well be, if you're running a business, could well find, despite the economic environment that we're in, that you could find that your business is expanding. Or what could also be the case is that you might be asking yourself that a hobby you have, is that something that you can turn into a business? Now, you now have the direction which the Two of Wands started and which needed to be applied, the thought that needed to be applied. Well, now with the Three, you've got the direction in order to get the best outcome. I think it's important, though, for you to operate from a place of integrity before making decisions at the moment, and to have clarity of mind and heart before actions are taken to get the best results. And unless you have clarity, don't act. But if you do have clarity, now is the time to act. So pay attention to your own point and internal stillness. Center yourself and overcome. Are there any reasons for self-doubt? Do you let your virtues go unheeded and unrecognized by yourself? If you are not centered and feel doubts lingering within, then dispel them, because this is a strike while the iron is hot type of card. And say to yourself, I have the power and the virtue to reflect and to know. Well, let's examine some of these coin cards, shall we? What's this one in the center got to say? Let's have a look at it. The Three of Coins here. Well, just looking at the image here, these young people did not waste time searching. Their joint efforts have yielded results as they managed to locate the treasure. But only by moving the treasure to a safer place can they be sure that their future is secure. Now, this indicates, I think, to me, the necessary for cooperation. You might need to work with others to get things to happen in your life at the moment. Yeah. Because several specialties can actually complement each other, you know. I think that the message here, in a sense, is quite straightforward. Your efforts alone are not going to be enough to enact the things that you are putting into place that came from those wands. They're not enough to solve the problem. You need to aim for collaboration of efforts. But should you do so, it's going to be extremely beneficial to you, because this is Mars in the second decan of Capricorn, the 3rd to the 12th of January. The Lord of material work. Well, Mars, as we indicated, is about energy, assertion, and vitality. And Capricorn is about ambition, practicality, and making things tangible. Now, Mars is also exalted in Capricorn, so the energy of Mars is very constructive in this scenario, rather than its ordinarily destructive sense. Capricorn's materialism, if you'll forgive me, benefits from the energy and activity of Mars. So this card signifies that investing time and effort in work type things, however broadly you want to define that, is going to turn out favorably. There will be a gradual progress. but have a duty to yourself. And this is also about self-confidence. It's possible that someone could get a new job here. There's career satisfaction. The satisfaction also of doing a good job. Continued progression, productivity, teamwork is what I'm seeing here. And consulting with others. Maybe getting in some outside help. This is a reward now for your hard work and dedication. Your skills and knowledge will move you forward. Very good outcomes for career or business projects and practical matters in general. Life generally, I think, is in balance for you, and you will reap the rewards of a balanced life. You'll have a great ability to stick with things and to overcome obstacles. So set your sail and let the wind fill your spinnaker. Some situation, I think, is demanding your readiness to work steadily. So engage yourself totally, because it's going to be worth it. In what areas do you still hold yourself back? In which areas could you be giving more of your energies? Find out and remain aware of what you want to set your full energies towards achieving, and say, I am now ready to give everything and to receive everything. Now this Four of Coins is... what's going on here? Okay. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Look, I think there are some young people who have come to an old medieval moneylender with a request, but disappointment, I think, awaits them, because I think the moneylender is very conservative and unwilling to lend to the young. Like a lot of moneylenders in those days are very greedy, and he doesn't want to deprive himself of the money that he has. But for you, this is also an extremely fortunate card. The reason being that this is the Sun in the third decan of Capricorn. This is the Lord of earthly power, and it falls. The sun shines particularly through the 13th to the 21st of January. Now, as you know, Capricorn is a feet on the ground, eye on the prize sort of sign. And do you know, you have a grounded approach to life, no matter what other problems there could be in and are successful. There are strong foundations for stability and success here. Now, you may well have a tight rein on the budget and be quite financially cautious at the moment. You might even be saving for the future in order to protect yourself. But this is really a time of you having the ability to make things happen. Do you know, the sun energizes, the sun in Capricorn, the sun energizes the Capricorn earth. And material benefits and or power are the result. The sun in astrology is the symbol of your dynamism or power, and Capricorn is the application of that power in a useful way. Now, this in a sense also speaks to me of sanctuary, where you've got the ability to find your inner voice. It can be sometimes a very materialistic sort of an energy where you get things, acquire things in order to show them off to others. You might be being tested also not to give up your personal power, and you might need to discriminate about where and to whom you say no. Sometimes you need to just pull up the drawbridge and stay within your inner sanctuary, so you don't give too much of yourself away. I think financial and material security is going to be important to you at this time, and there are solid foundations for that. And you'll be acquiring possibly assets due to sound judgment and wise investments. You are willing to work for what you want. Confidence in applying yourself to the world is going to be very high. You will be seen by others as being a dependable person who acts with integrity. And there is here the fulfillment of your personal goals and dreams. Is your life, your behavior, like a rigid fort? Or does your life, your behavior need more order, structure, and solidity? Study the different aspects of power and say this to yourself: I offer my power in the service of love. That takes us then to the Queen of Coins. Look at all this. Also very materialistic here. Now, this has got a lot of you in it, a lot of Capricorn in it here. I think Sagittarius could also be important to you. This is the Queen of the Thrones of Earth. And although court cards are of either gender, naturally are referred to it as a she, this is someone who looks after with prudence all the assets of the realm. And she's a woman who is ambitious, affectionate and kind, charming, sometimes timid, but very practical, sometimes quiet, but someone who's very good at domestic things as well. She's ambitious, but works with instinct and intuition rather than with the intellect. Now, I'm not saying that you're not intellectual, you are. But this is a time, I think, where you don't need to over-intellectualize things, don't need to over-analyze things. She is quiet, hard-working, practical, and sensible. But the person represented by this card possesses the finest of the quieter qualities. Now, they can be reticent and unassuming in a way, but they can also be very lusty, very sexy, and they can sometimes get into the drinks and the drugs, almost as if they can only realize their essential happiness by getting outside of themselves. Well, that, of course, would be the Sagittarius. That would never be you, would it? So this is about keeping practical, compassionate, and nurturing, and have a compassionate and nurturing attitude to others and to yourself, your own circumstances, and kind of go with the flow. Now, she represents health and diet, so there's something that you need to do there. You need to move and go forward quietly without an overt attack on existing situations at the moment. This card, I think, signifies the ability of the Queen of Coins to focus and produce things which are practical and useful, both to people around her, but to life in general. I think you've been through an arid stretch on your journey to date, and now you've arrived in more fruitful surroundings. Now you can rest and devote some attention to yourself and your physical needs. In what ways have you neglected your body, your outer self? Do you indulge yourself too much? Devote really more attention to your health and physical beauty now that you have. Now, you already have physical beauty, but don't rest on your laurels. Make sure you maintain it and improve it. And say this to yourself: I give my body the gift of loving attention. It gives me the gift of life energy, joy in living, and in health. Well, what a particularly fantastic spread of cards for you. Well done, you. That's the way it is for this month. Well, I think that was fantastic, that energy for you. Looks like it's going to be a really good month for you, and what a lot of interesting things going on, and what an interesting set of cards, don't you think? Tell me what you think of these medieval cards, as to whether there's I don't really use them very often, but I must say they do speak to me, and you might also let me know whether you enjoy the this sort of Aboriginal artwork stuff that's in here. There's all sorts of different things. Very, very interesting. Great to see you. Great to see you. Thank you for sticking by for the reading. If you do happen to like it, can you please help me by smashing the like button on the way out? That will enable more people to see the video according to the YouTube gods. But in the meantime, remember this, and remember it always, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.